This is Trigonometry video lecture on section 1.4, Introduction to Identities. So in the previous lesson, we went over the 6 trigonometric functions: sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, cosecant. So now we're going to study them in a little more detail and learn about their identities. What you need to recall are what the ratios are. So sine of theta equals the opposite over hypotenuse, cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse, tangent theta is opposite over adjacent. And then remember last time we introduced that this is also equal to y over r, cosine theta equals x over r, and tangent theta is equal to y over x. Similarly, cosecant of theta is hypotenuse over opposite, which is r over y. Secant theta is hypotenuse over adjacent, which is r over x. And cotangent theta is adjacent over opposite, which is x over y. So here's our first set of identities, which I alluded to last time in the previous lesson, the reciprocal identities. If you'll notice, the ratio sine theta and cosecant theta are reciprocals, right? Meaning the numerator and the denominator are switched, flipped, 1 over. That's how you get it. Same thing for cosine theta and secant theta. And same thing for tangent theta and cotangent theta. So that leads us here to the reciprocal identities. Sine theta is equal to 1 divided by cosecant theta. And similarly, cosecant theta is equal to 1 over sine of theta. Cosine theta is equal to 1 over secant theta. And secant theta equals 1 over cosine theta. And then lastly, tangent theta equals 1 over cotangent theta. 1 over anything, that means it's taking the reciprocal. And cotangent theta equals 1 over tangent theta. So these are going to be very useful throughout the rest of your math career. I have to be honest, it's not going to go away. You're going to be simplifying a bunch of stuff and you're going to need these at your disposal. Okay, first example. If cosecant theta equals negative 13 over 5, find sine theta. So without batting an eye, we know, oh, sine theta is equal to 1 over cosecant theta, which is 1 over negative 13 over 5. You don't even need to really write that step out. I just did it since we're getting introduced to this idea. You could just flip it and call it a day, negative 5 over 13. Easy as that. So I didn't have to go through the process of drawing a triangle, figuring out any other sides, because they gave me all the info I needed. If I have cosecant theta, I can find sine theta. Just take the reciprocal. Also, we have ratio identities. So tangent of theta is equal to sine theta over cosine theta. And then this next one should make sense. Since cotangent theta is the reciprocal of tangent theta, it's equal to cosine theta over sine theta. Now, why is this? Why is tangent theta sine theta over cosine theta? Well, remember, sine theta is y divided by r. And cosine theta is x divided by r. And I can simplify this. This is y divided by r divided by x divided by r, or times r divided by x. The r's cancel out. And now I'm just left with y divided by x, and that's my tangent theta, okay? And you can do the same thing for cotangent theta. So here we go. Again, we don't need to draw a triangle. They're telling me sine theta is negative 3/5, and cosine theta is 4/5. So find tangent theta and find cotangent theta. No problem. So tangent theta is equal to sine theta, negative 3/5, divided by cosine theta, which is 4/5. And you can just cancel the 5s out right now. You don't have to go through the step of multiplying by the reciprocal, unless you just really love it. So this is negative 3/4. They also want cotangent theta. I can go there straight away because I know cotangent theta is equal to 1 over tangent theta, or I just need to take the reciprocal of my previous answer, which is negative 4/3. And we are done. Okay. enough with those reciprocal identities. Now we're going to look at the Pythagorean identities, and there's 3. The first one is the one that you need to burn in the brain for as long as you do math. So sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. That one is all important. Now I'm going to show you how you get the other 2 using that first one. Okay? So if you have sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1, I want to show you how you can derive the next identity, which tells us that tangent squared theta plus 1 equals secant squared theta. How am I going to get there? I'm going to divide everything by cosine squared theta. So let's simplify now. Sine squared theta divided by cosine squared theta. Didn't we just talk about the fact that tangent theta equals sine theta divided by cosine theta? So since everything's squared here, this is tangent squared theta plus cosine squared divided by cosine squared is just 1. And then 1 divided by cosine squared. What is 1 over cosine theta? It's secant theta. But since it's squared, then this is going to be secant squared theta. And voila, there you go. That's the second identity. What do you think we would do in order to get that third one? Again, you start with sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. We're going to divide not by cosine squared theta this time, but by, that's right, sine squared theta. So let's see if you can get it. So sine squared theta divided by sine squared theta, that's 1. Plus cosine squared theta divided by sine squared theta. Remember we said earlier cotangent equals cosine over sine. So this is cotangent squared theta. And 1 over sine is cosecant. So this is cosecant squared theta. Lo and behold, there's the third identity. So that's why the most important one to remember is sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. And then from there, if you're in a pinch, you can derive the other 2. Okay? But the more you use them, you're going to end up memorizing them. Just watch. You'll be amazed at your own abilities. So here we go. First example, we're going to do these without drawing a triangle. So use the identities. Don't do them the way we did them in the previous lesson. No drawing triangles. Okay? So here they're telling me cosine of theta equals negative 7 over 25 and theta is in quadrant 2. Find sine of theta. So if theta is in quadrant 2 and I need to find sine theta, that means sine of theta is going to be positive, right? In quadrant 2, my y values are positive. Okay, so I'm going to start off using the fact that sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. I'm using that identity. And I don't know what sine is, so I'm going to leave that there. Sine squared theta plus, they just told me cosine of theta is negative 7 over 25. So I have negative 7 over 25. I'm going to square that. That equals 1. Okay, so sine squared theta plus, when you square a fraction, you have to square the numerator, square the denominator. So that's going to be 49 over 625 equals 1, which means sine squared theta equals 1 minus 49 over 625. So I have to get a common denominator here. 1 is 625 over 625. So I have 625 minus 49 over 625. Which means sine squared theta equals 576 over 625. What do I do next? I take the square root of both sides. I have plus or minus anytime I take the square root of both sides of an equation. And that tells me sine of theta equals plus or minus square root of 576 is 24, and square root of 625 is 25. Now you don't put plus or minus in your final answer, you have to pick which one it is. And remember, we said earlier, since they told us we're in quadrant 2, and I know the y values are positive in quadrant 2, sine of theta is going to be positive. So I choose positive 24 over 25. Okay? So SOHCAHTOA will only take you so far. If you remember, sine of theta is y over r, and I told you r is always positive, and they tell you you're in quadrant 2 for this problem, then that means y is also positive, so you know sine's going to be positive. Okay, good. Let's look at another example where we're going to use these identities again. If cosine theta equals 1/2 and theta terminates in quadrant 4, find the remaining trigonometric ratios for theta. Okay, well they gave me cosine, so I'm going to use the same Pythagorean identity that sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. Now this time they're telling me theta terminates in quadrant 4. So in quadrant 4, we have x coordinates positive, y coordinates negative. So cosine's positive, because cosine is x divided by r, but sine is going to be negative. Okay, so keep that in mind. So here we go. Sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta, so 1/2 squared equals 1. That means sine squared theta plus 1/2 squared is 1 over 4, that equals 1. Super similar to the last example we did. I'm going to subtract 1/4, so sine squared theta equals 1 minus 1/4, which is 3 over 4. No decimals, don't even think about it. So that means sine theta equals plus or minus square root of 3 over 4. And then that simplifies. You're going to break up that square root sign over the numerator and the denominator. And square root of 4 is 2. So notice I don't write the radical sign anymore in the denominator, only the numerator. But we said, since we are in quadrant 4, sine is going to be negative. So I'm going to choose sine of theta to equal negative rad 3 over 2 for the final answer. Okay, so now we're in business. So sine of theta is negative rad 3 over 2. Cosine theta they gave me, it's 1/2. And then remember, tangent theta is equal to, we had that identity earlier, sine theta divided by cosine theta, which means it's going to be negative rad 3 over 2 divided by 1/2. You can just cancel these 2's here. So tangent theta equals negative rad 3. Okay, good. Now I need 3 more. So I need cosecant theta. How am I going to get cosecant? I'm just going to take the reciprocal of sine theta. Let's use the darker color. So it's going to be negative 2 over rad 3. But we need to rationalize. So I'm going to multiply by rad 3 over rad 3. Good. So this is negative 2 rad 3 over 3. Secant theta, again, that's the reciprocal of cosine theta. Ooh, this one's easy. It's just 2 over 1, which is 2. And then lastly, cotangent theta is the reciprocal of tangent theta. So it's going to be 1 over negative rad 3. I have to rationalize that one. So multiply by rad 3 over rad 3. And we have negative rad 3 over 3. Yay, nice job. Let's box it. And we are done. So that concludes the lesson on 1.4. 1.5 is going to touch a little bit more on identities, and then we're done with the chapter.